For the last year and a half, I've been driving my Jaguar XE, but now it's time for something completely different. In just 3 months' time, a group of us are going on a massive trip to the Nürburgring, and I need something that can handle the track. And the real challenge? I only have 7 days to find a car, so I have to move fast. I quickly narrowed down the search to either a Mark II Audi TT or a BMW 1 Series Coupe. But why those two cars? Both options offer a high-powered 2-litre diesel, making them efficient and highly tunable. The idea is that either option can take me to the Nürburgring and back while being both fun and affordable, as with a little bit of tweaking, they can both have massive power gains. Early in the week, I found a stunning, low-mileage Samoa Orange TT with insane spec, including the full RS body kit and titanium black rotor wheels. But the next morning, when I called the seller, he informed me that there was already someone on their way to view it, and unfortunately, later that day, the car sold. The next morning, I found this BMW E82 Coupe listed on AutoTrader, and immediately noticed the rare colour and distinctive aftermarket headlights. I started to look deeper into it and realised it was the exact spec I was looking for. It had the white leather interior with pale wood trims, BMW's iconic Style 261M wheels, and the colour, Vermillion Red, what a colour. There was, however, one massive problem. The car was listed all the way over in Birmingham. Now, for anyone unaware, buying a car from Birmingham is like buying a parachute from a second-hand discount bin just to save a few quid. They normally look nice on the outside, but usually have massive hidden damage and are not something you can trust. When we got to the car, it was already 9 PM and we'd lost all light, and the seller arranged for us to meet him around the back of a closed car park. This is not the environment you want to buy a car from. On top of all that, I was coming from Canterbury, so I'd literally have to travel the length of the country just to see this car that was already a risk. So going to buy this car was a massive gamble. Now, if you're wondering what an E82 actually is and what E numbers actually mean, you're probably not alone. BMW make a ridiculous number of different cars, and they use a letter and a number combination to differentiate what is what. This is actually really useful because when they make something like the 3 Series, they don't just make one. There's different generations and different shapes, so the chassis numbers help us work out which one we mean. So between 2004 and 2013, BMW sold 4 different versions of the first generation 1 Series. The 3-door hatchback E81, the 5-door hatchback E87, the convertible E88, and this, the coupe, the fantastic E82. Unlike the hatchback, the coupe has a longer wheelbase, massively different styling, and for me, it looks like a proper mini GT car rather than just an economy hatchback like the 5 and 3-door versions. On top of the 4 different versions, BMW offered over 25 distinct engine options. I won't cover them all, but the main options were between 8 petrol engines and 2 diesel engines, all of which you could have in different levels of tune. This is where the 2 numbers on the back after the 1 really matter. The one I've bought is the 118D. This means I have the 2-litre diesel, and because it's a later car, it means I have the updated N47 engine. This is really important, as it's the same engine used in both faster diesel options, the 120D and the 123D. Out the factory, the 118D is the second least powerful, making 143 horsepower. Comparing this to the 204 made in the 123D, it's a big increase, so this engine can definitely handle much more power. On top of everything else, the seller had just warmed up the car, despite agreeing to leave it cold for us to hear a cold start. And then we immediately noticed the car was not as advertised. When we started the car, something immediately sounded off, and we could instantly see that the back box had been cut out and a new exhaust system had been fitted. On top of that, when we opened the engine bay, we were immediately confronted by a ram air intake that was poorly installed. There was no heat shielding, only this ducting, and the MAF sensor had been installed backwards. On top of that, the aftermarket headlights that were so enticing had the worst wiring job I've ever seen on a car. The rear windows have crap aftermarket tints that are peeling badly. And this stupid ram air sticker that's been stuck on the wrong side of the glass and now says rear Mar. There are holes in the front bumper from a previous side mounted number plate. All 4 brake discs need replacing. The handbrake doesn't hold the car. The rear tyres are bald, and the paint looks rough all over the car. The car seemed like it hadn't been looked after in a long time, and to top it all off, there was no service history at all. So after having a proper look at the car and seeing all the red flags, I did the only sensible thing. and I bought it. Despite everything we saw, the car underneath seemed pretty good. It drove well and produced its power smoothly. And unlike a lot of N47s of this age, there was no chain rattle or signs of oil leaks. As we drove it, we realised the clutch and gearbox both felt pretty mint. As well as the uncommon working N47, the ultra rare spec of Vermillion Red on a right-hand drive car already made this one of only 20 produced by BMW. The white leather seats and pale wood interior trims just make it even nicer. I actually bought the car at 11:30 at night, which was incredibly late for a car sale and meant my insurance company were completely uncontactable and meant I wasn't able to drive the car home. For a moment, I thought we were going to be stranded for the night in Birmingham. To get us home, I was forced to give the keys to my new-to-me BMW to my good friend Rumsey for him to drive us both on a 300-mile trip back to Canterbury. Now, if any of you have seen any of Rumsey's content before, you will know that taking the car this distance under his abuse is a real trial for the engine. And the fact it survived speaks for itself. It really impressed us. I mean, just look at the abuse he was throwing at it. You ready? Yeah. Now, after a long life of abuse, it's time to get this car cleaned up and ready to be restored. So what exactly did we buy? We've bought a 2011 BMW E82, crucially not a 1 Series hatch. This is one of the best silhouettes of any BMW, especially the modern ones. It's a rear-wheel drive German coupe, almost a compact GT car. It's in a super rare colour, and the spec pack is insane, with even the manual gearbox making it a proper driver's car, despite maybe the diesel engine. It's a 118D with the later N47, which means it's more reliable, still has a timing chain issue but it's less prevalent, and it's ready for so much more power. The car's a little bit rough around the edges, but mechanically it's so promising. I managed to get one with exactly the wheels I wanted, which was an amazing find, and some other cool bits like the aftermarket headlights. Unfortunately, that's also a symptom of a bit of a rough ownership. We have the dodgy mods like the wingback mirror caps, the blacked out indicators, the bits of fake carbon all over the car. So many things that need to go, but also a lot that can stay. The car's already got the ram air intake and the modded exhaust, meaning already we can go straight for a power map. The gearbox feels solid as well, and we've got a good idea it's got an aftermarket performance clutch, meaning it's ready again for more power. It was after washing the car that I realised, since getting to Canterbury, someone had stolen my rear brake light. Now, if this was you, I hope your pillow is permanently warm on both sides. With the car now cleaned, it's really looking amazing and showing off that amazingly rare Vermillion Red paint. This now looks like something we want to work on rather than something we need to work on. I mean, just look at it. I can now reveal that the price I paid for this amazingly rare, beautiful, slightly mistreated BMW E82 was just £2,000. Now, what do you think? Was this an amazing bargain or just a budget banger? Now, join me in the next video where we give this car some proper maintenance, fix all of the broken bits, and give it the care it really needs.